Sagittarius, I honestly don't even know how to tell you this, but the energy coming through for September is absolutely wild. You need to hear this, because what they are hiding in their heart right now is about to shatter the silence they've been forcing. You thought you were just moving on, but your sudden detachment just triggered a massive spiritual panic in them. They're unraveling, and honestly, it's about to get messy in the best way possible. Before we dive into this heavy energy, tell me where you're watching from in the comments, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the exact moment this shifts. Let's get into it. Sagittarius, I need you to really lean in right now, because the energy surrounding you this September is unlike anything we've seen in a long time. Spirit is literally screaming at me to tell you that a massive karmic cycle is coming to an abrupt, undeniable end. We are seeing the 999 angel number energy so strongly here, which means the universe is sweeping the floor of your life, clearing out anything that isn't aligned with your highest good. And honestly, this shift happened because you finally did the hardest thing possible. You pulled back. You detached. You stopped trying to force a connection that was leaving you feeling depleted. You stopped chasing, you stopped over-explaining your feelings, and you just stepped away. And I'm not gonna lie, the moment you did that, the entire energetic dynamic of this connection flipped upside down. Because listen, before this shift, you were carrying the entire weight of this relationship on your shoulders. I feel this so deeply in my chest right now. You were the one pouring from an empty cup, trying to make them understand your depth, your loyalty, your genuine love. You gave them patience when they were chaotic. You gave them grace when they were emotionally unavailable. You were the safe space, the one who actually cared about their soul, not just what they could provide on the surface. But Sagittarius, they took that for granted. They misunderstood your generous spirit for weakness. They thought you would just always be there, waiting in the wings, ready to catch them whenever they decided to drop their ego. But you didn't. You realized your worth. You looked at the situation and said, I am done being an option when I know I am a priority. And that validation you are feeling right now, that's the universe confirming that your boundaries were not just necessary, they were divine. And here is where it gets really interesting, because your person, they did not fully understand the magnitude of what they had until the energy completely changed. When you went silent, when you withdrew that warm, radiant, forgiving energy, it created a massive vacuum in their life. At first, their ego tried to protect them. They probably told themselves, oh, they'll come back, or they're just being dramatic. But as the days turned into weeks, that silence became a mirror. It forced them to look at themselves. The absence of your energy became deafening. Spirit is showing me that they are sitting in the quiet, and for the first time, they are actually feeling the weight of their own actions. They are realizing that the peace you brought to their life wasn't just a given, it was a gift that they mishandled. The distance you created didn't push them away, it pulled them into a state of deep, uncomfortable reflection. They're finally seeing the emotional maturity they lacked, and the lessons they failed to learn while you were right there trying to teach them. And meanwhile, look at you. Look at how you've transformed. You are glowing, Sagittarius. I'm serious, your aura is so much more grounded, so much more magnetic right now. Because you stopped giving your power away, you've reclaimed it. You're more private, a little more mysterious, and deeply connected to your own spiritual path. You're not broadcasting your every move anymore. You're just living your life, healing, and elevating. And this new energy? It's intoxicating to them. Even if you aren't speaking, they can feel it. They are sensing this shift energetically. They look at you now and they see this radiant, untouchable version of you, and it's making them notice you more intensely than ever before. It's intimidating them, honestly, because they realize they can't just easily slide back into your life like nothing happened. You've leveled up, and they are acutely aware that they are looking at a completely different version of the person they thought they could keep on the back burner. As a Sagittarius, you are naturally a truth seeker. You don't do superficial. You want the raw, unfiltered, soul-level connection. And when they gave you breadcrumbs, it wounded your spirit because you know you offered them the whole bakery. You tried to show them what real partnership looks like, but they were stuck in their own fears, their own limitations. But your withdrawal? It triggered their deepest abandonment wounds, even if they'd never admit it out loud. They are watching you from afar, and they are seeing you thrive without them. It's driving them crazy. They are checking your socials, asking mutual friends, just trying to get a read on what you're doing, who you're with, if you're happy. And the emotional turn here is that their curiosity is rapidly morphing into deep, agonizing regret. They are realizing that in trying to keep their options open, they closed the door on the only person who truly saw them. Spirit is pulling the cards for us right now, Sagittarius, and the first energy that jumps out is the Hermit. This is your energy, and it is so beautifully accurate. You went into your cave not out of spite, not to play games, but out of pure self-preservation. You needed to find your own light again. You needed to remember who you are outside of this draining dynamic. The Hermit is about introspection, about holding your own lantern in the dark, and that is exactly what you've been doing. You've been doing the quiet, unglamorous work of healing your own heart, and Spirit honors that deeply. But for them, the card that keeps flashing over their energy is the Moon. MHM. The Moon is all about illusions, confusion, and things hidden in the shadows. They have been living in a fog, pretending to themselves and to others that they were perfectly fine, that they didn't need you, that your absence was a relief. But the moonlight is finally exposing the truth. The illusions are shattering. They are realizing that the freedom they thought they wanted was actually just profound loneliness in disguise. They are wandering in the dark, Sagittarius, and they are starting to miss the sun that you used to be in their life. And then there is the Knight of Cups. Now, this card has been reversed in their energy for a very long time, representing emotional avoidance, immaturity, and running away from vulnerability. But I am feeling it flipping upright right now. This is huge. This means the emotional dam is cracking. They are moving from a place of running away from their feelings to actually wanting to approach you with a genuine offering. We are not talking about a half-hearted, late-night text. We are talking about a real, vulnerable, soul-bearing emotional offering. They are preparing to step up, but they are terrified because they know the stakes are higher now. Let's talk about how they are observing you right now, because honestly, it's borderline obsessive. They are watching your energy from the sidelines, acting like a silent guardian or a ghost in your periphery. They see you living your life. Maybe they see you smiling in a photo, or maybe they just hear through the grapevine that you're doing well, that you're thriving, that you're not sitting at home crying over them. And it is stirring up a very specific, chaotic kind of ache in their chest. They are completely captivated by your glow-up. They are fascinated by your mystery now. When you were always available, when you were constantly trying to bridge the gap, they didn't have to wonder about you. You were a given. But now, you are a puzzle they can't solve, and that is driving them absolutely wild. They find themselves picking up their phone, typing out a message, staring at it, and then deleting it. Why? Because they know, deep down, they don't have the right to just casually pop back into your life as if nothing happened. They feel the heavy, suffocating weight of their own silence, and they know a simple "hey" won't cut it anymore. But here is the subtle emotional turn happening in their mind right now. This watching isn't just casual curiosity anymore. It's rapidly morphing into a deep, aching longing. They are starting to compare every single interaction they have with anyone else to the profound, unconditional safety you provided. And nobody measures up. Nobody. They go on dates, or they talk to friends, or they try to engage with new people, and it all feels so incredibly shallow compared to the depth you offered. They are realizing that what they had with you wasn't just a casual connection, it was a soul-level anchor, and they carelessly let it drift. Now, I have to be real with you, Sagittarius, because Spirit is showing me some external interference here. There has been, or currently is, a distraction clouding their judgment. Maybe it was a third party, maybe it was their own stubborn, fragile pride, or maybe it was the loud, chaotic opinions of friends or family trying to dictate their love life. There was noise trying to drown out the quiet, undeniable truth of what you two share. They allowed external voices or superficial temptations to validate their fear of commitment. They might have tried to fill the void you left with someone new, or with excessive work, or with mindless distractions. They thought they could outrun the memory of your warmth. They thought they could replace the irreplaceable. But listen to me closely. That interference is crumbling. The universe simply does not allow fake connections to survive when a true, karmic soul tie is present. That third-party energy, or that ego-driven distraction, is exposing itself for exactly what it is: hollow, temporary, and unfulfilling. The facade is falling apart. And the moment that distraction starts to fail, the contrast becomes blindingly obvious to them. They're looking at the chaos and emptiness around them and thinking, I had peace. I had real, authentic love. And I pushed it away because I was scared of how much it meant. Their pride is actively losing the battle against their heart. The very walls they built to keep you out are now the same walls trapping them in their own regret. They are realizing that their independence was just a defense mechanism for their fear of being truly known. You need to understand, Sagittarius, that this external drama was never about you not being enough. It was entirely about their own internal, unhealed wounds. They projected their fears, their past traumas, and their insecurities onto you. But now, with you standing firmly in your power and no longer accepting those projections, their fears are bouncing right off you and hitting them squarely in the chest. They are being forced to do the shadow work they so desperately avoided when you were there holding their hand and doing the heavy lifting for both of you. Sagittarius, listen to me closely, because we are entering the absolute core of this reading now. We are moving into the realization phase, and Spirit is showing me that this is no longer just a fleeting, passing thought for them. It has become a physical, heavy ache in their chest. When they wake up in the morning, or when the room gets completely quiet at night, your name is the first thing that echoes in their mind. They are no longer in denial. The fog of the moon has completely lifted, and they are looking at the stark, undeniable reality of what they lost. I'm pulling the Five of Cups energy right now, and it is so painfully accurate for their current state. This is the card of looking at the spilled cups, the missed opportunities, the love that was right there in their hands that they carelessly let slip through their fingers. For months, they tried to convince themselves that the two cups standing behind them were enough. They tried to focus on their so-called freedom, their other options, their fragile pride. But now, they are finally turning around. They are looking at those two remaining cups and realizing that without you, those cups are completely empty. They are realizing that the peace, the loyalty, the absolute emotional safety you brought into their life was not something they could just replicate with anyone else. And here is the part that is really breaking them down, Sagittarius. It's not just that they miss you. It's that they miss who they were when they were with you. Think about that for a second. When you were together, you brought out a softer, more grounded, more authentic version of them. You made them feel like they could be vulnerable without being judged. You held space for their shadows and loved them through their chaos. Now that you're gone, they are forced to confront the fact that they have reverted back to their old, guarded, emotionally stunted self. They're grieving the loss of their own potential, the potential that only you seem to see, believe in, and nurture. They are comparing every single interaction they have right now to the standard you set. And honestly, everyone else is failing that test miserably. They go out, they try to engage with the world, and it all feels so incredibly superficial. They hear people talking, and they think Sagittarius would have understood this. They face a minor inconvenience, and they think Sagittarius would have helped me navigate this with so much grace and wisdom. You have become the gold standard in their mind, and the gap between what they have now and what they had with you is becoming impossible to ignore. But with this profound realization comes a massive, crushing wave of shame. And this is crucial for you to understand. They know, deep in their bones, that they mishandled this connection. They know they were the one who pulled away, who created the distance, who let their ego drive the car while your heart was sitting right there in the passenger seat. This isn't a situation where they can blame the universe, bad timing, or external circumstances. They have to look in the mirror and admit, I messed up. I had something rare and beautiful, and I treated it like it was ordinary. That level of self-accountability is terrifying for someone who has spent so long running from their own truth. Because of this shame, they are currently in a state of intense inner conflict. Part of them wants to reach out to you immediately, to pour their heart out, to beg for a chance to make it right. But the other part of them is paralyzed by the fear of your reaction. They are terrified of your justified boundaries. They know you are a Sagittarius. They know you value honesty, truth, and self-respect above all else. They are scared that if they approach you, you will look at them with that calm, detached, unbothered energy you've cultivated, and it will confirm their worst fear, that they have lost you for good, and that this time, your door is truly locked. So, what are they doing right now? They are hovering. They are gathering their courage. Spirit is showing me the Ace of Cups beginning to form in their energy field. This is the seed of a new emotional beginning. But unlike their past actions, which were impulsive, avoidant, and selfish, this new energy is being forged in the fire of genuine regret and maturity. They are not just planning a casual, low-effort, "Hey, what's up?" text to test the waters. They are mentally rehearsing an apology. They are thinking about how to articulate the depth of their regret, how to acknowledge the specific pain they caused you, and how to prove that they have actually done the inner work to be the partner you truly deserve. And I want you to feel this in your bones, Sagittarius. The universe is actively aligning circumstances to make this communication inevitable. I'm seeing a sudden, unexpected trigger coming their way. Maybe it's a song that comes on the radio that reminds them of a very specific, intimate memory with you. Maybe it's a dream so vivid that they wake up in a cold sweat, realizing they can't waste another single day living a lie. Or maybe it's simply the sheer, utter exhaustion of pretending they don't care. The dam is going to break. The silence is going to be interrupted, and it's going to come from a place of deep, vulnerable sincerity, not ego. They are realizing that their pride is a worthless currency if it costs them their soulmate. They are starting to understand that true strength isn't about never needing anyone. True strength is having the courage to admit when you are wrong and fighting for the person who matters most. They are preparing to lay their cards on the table. They want to offer you a genuine bridge back to each other, but this time, they want to build it on a foundation of mutual respect, radical honesty, and emotional availability. They are ready to step up, Sagittarius. The question is, are you ready to hear what they have to say? Sagittarius, we have arrived at the threshold. The energy in the room right now is so thick, so palpable, that I can almost feel your heart beating a little faster as you hear this. Spirit is showing me the Eight of Wands rapidly approaching, but it is not rushing in with chaotic, impulsive energy like it has in the past. No, this time, it is being guided by the steady, mature hand of the King of Cups. This means the communication that is coming your way is not a random, late-night, emotionally confused text. It is deliberate. It is calculated, not in a manipulative way, but in a deeply thoughtful, intentional way. They are crafting their words carefully because they know, for the first time, that the stakes are incredibly high. They are going to reach out, and when they do, it is going to be an actual apology. I'm not talking about a "sorry you felt that way" non-apology. I'm talking about a profound, soul-bearing admission of fault. They are going to name the specific ways they hurt you, the ways they took your loyalty for granted, and the ways their own fear sabotaged something beautiful. They are coming to you with an offering, Sagittarius. An offering of accountability, an offering of changed behavior, and an invitation to rebuild the bridge between you two. But this time, they are not asking you to meet them halfway while they stand still. They are preparing to walk the entire distance to you. And here is the subtle emotional turn you need to recognize. Their fear of your rejection is currently warring with their desperate need for your presence. For weeks, their ego told them to stay away, to save face. But that ego is crumbling under the weight of their own loneliness. They are realizing that preserving their pride is a hollow victory if it means losing you forever. So, they are choosing vulnerability. They are choosing to risk looking foolish, to risk being turned down, because the pain of never trying again is finally greater than the pain of swallowing their pride. They are stepping into their masculine or feminine divine, depending on your dynamic, and deciding to fight for you. But listen to me very carefully, Sagittarius. This is where your power lies. When this message comes, and Spirit is confirming it will, likely as we move deeper into September, you must not abandon the boundaries you worked so hard to build. Your glow-up, your magnetic, grounded energy is what brought them to this point of realization. Do not drop that shield the second they say the right words. Let them sit in the discomfort of waiting for your response. Let them feel the weight of the silence you once endured, but this time, let it be a silence of discernment, not desperation. You are the prize here. You always were, but now they finally see it. And because they see it, they must be willing to earn the privilege of your time and your heart all over again. This is not about playing games. This is about self-respect. If they are truly offering a new beginning, they will understand your need to take things slowly. They will respect your hesitation. In fact, your calm, measured response will only deepen their respect for you. It will prove to them that you are not the same person they could easily manipulate with breadcrumbs. You are a sovereign, whole, and deeply valuable soul, and they need to match that frequency if they want to stay in your orbit. I feel a massive shift happening in your spiritual timeline right now. The karmic lesson of this connection has been fully integrated. You came into this dynamic to learn how to love without losing yourself, and you have passed that test with flying colors. The universe is not bringing this person back to you to repeat the same painful cycle. No, the cycle is broken. The version of them that is returning is an upgraded version. They have been humbled by your absence. They have been forced to do the shadow work that you used to do for them. And while you cannot control whether they follow through long term, you can trust that the person reaching out is operating from a place of genuine awakening, not just a fleeting moment of weakness. September is a powerful portal for you, Sagittarius. It is the month of the harvest. You planted the seeds of self-worth, of detachment, and of radical self-love when you decided to walk away. Now, the universe is bringing in the harvest of respect, clarity, and emotional reciprocity. You are being validated on a cosmic level. Every tear you cried in the dark, every moment you questioned your own worth, was not in vain. It was the necessary fire that forged you into the unbreakable, radiant being you are today. So, as you move forward, I want you to keep your heart open, but your boundaries firm. Trust your intuition above all else. You are a Sagittarius. Your gut instinct is your greatest superpower. If their words align with their actions, if they show up consistently and with humility, you can choose to explore this new chapter. But if anything feels off, if the old patterns try to sneak back in, you have the absolute power to close the door. You are no longer afraid of walking alone, and that is the most attractive, powerful energy you can possibly hold. The universe is rearranging the pieces in your favor. The silence is about to be broken. The truth is about to be spoken, and the reconciliation or closure you have been praying for is unfolding exactly as it should. You are protected, you are deeply loved by the divine, and you are stepping into a season of profound emotional peace. Take a deep breath, Sagittarius. Feel that shift in your chest. That is the energy of victory. If this reading resonated with your soul, type "I claim my peace and my power" in the comments below to lock in this energy. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel because the universe is just getting started with you and you won't want to miss what comes next. I love you, I honor your journey, and I will see you in the next reading.